Okay, I would like to welcome you all to this very special event, which is the graduation ceremony of the 11th and the 12th cohort of the Gdańsk University of Technology MBA program. And it is my great pleasure to lead you through this ceremony. At the very beginning, please all rise and we will listen to the Gaudamus Igitur academic anthem. So please all stand up. Thank you. Ladies and gents, graduation of the MBA studies is always a very special event for us. And this that we have here today is extra special for several reasons. One of the reasons is that we have two cohorts here together who studied parallelly, and we are very proud of them all. And the second reason is that during your studies here for a considerable period of time, you had to study online. We had to deliver classes remotely. We couldn't meet in person, or for some time we had to meet with our masks on. And today we can celebrate all together. We can be here, not remotely and without our masks. So this is my and of the entire university's great joy that this can happen today. I would like to cordially welcome all the distinguished guests who came here today to join us. So please let me welcome the authorities of Gdańsk University of Technology and their representatives. Let me welcome the authorities of the Faculty of Management and Economics. Let me welcome all the members of the Gdańsk Tech MBA community, and here I mean our alumni, our teachers, members of our consultative board, our current students and friends. Let me welcome all guests who represent institutions and companies that collaborate with us. And most importantly, let me welcome you all, our graduates from the 11th and the 12th cohort, and all your relatives or your close ones who came here to be with us and to be with you today. So a bit of applause for everyone. We will have several speeches today, and the first person to take floor is Professor Małgorzata Gowrycka, the Dean of the Faculty of Management and Economics. So, Professor, please take the floor.
Good evening. Sorry. Welcome to our university, at the special place with history and tradition. Ladies and gentlemen, dear graduates, today we celebrate the achievement of our students of MBA. You started the program 3 or 2 years ago. Nobody Okay. Dobrze. Nobody thought that would be such as extraordinary and challenging time. You have spent a lot of time at our university, and sometimes you're connected remotely. Today you graduate from the university with tradition and a high scientific position. It has been a long journey, perhaps not always easy. Congratulations to all of you. We want to teach our students to be creative and think originally and unconventionally. But above all, we teach the team to be respectful and open to others' ideas, accept the different and embrace the unknown. I believe that MBA philosophy, MBA is not only the education, but also values we bring together is fundamental. Congratulations to all of you. I wish you a lot of outstanding achievement in this new chapter of your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. The next person to take the floor is our Mba Director. So, Dr. Beata Krawczyk-Bryłka, please take the floor.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, dear MBA alumni. I have the great pleasure to stand here in front of you as MBA Director. Many changes happened during those 2 years of your being with us at the Gdańsk University of Technology. Pandemic of COVID-19 started. That was revolution for all of us. We needed to skip from the traditional learning to online one, as our dean said, as Paweł mentioned. That was very huge challenge for all of us. Then, hybrid learning, which was even more challenging for us as teachers, as lecturers, and us as MBA office. Thank you for being with us and facing all those challenges. But I must say that those 2 years of your MBA study was also the revolution in general of our world, not only about teaching and learning. So the VUCA world, which was told to be one of the biggest challenges when you started your MBA adventure, has evolved to bunny world. Now we are talking about bunny world. I hope you know what it means. But just to clarify, brittle, anxious, non-linear, and incomprehensible. That's even more challenging situation. Are we ready to face it? Are you, dear alumni, ready to face that challenge? I'm very optimistic about answering that question, and I hope you are. I have some proofs. You spent here over 2 years, more than 530 hours studying during modules. I hope even more studying on your own, but I will not ask about that. So I'm also optimistic about answering the question because I had a chance to analyze the final survey that you took during the Defense Day. And I'm not sure if you remember, there was a list of 24 competences that we promised you to develop during the program. I analyzed your answers, and I'm very proud and happy to announce that all of those competences, in your opinion, were developed during that period. Yeah, so congratulations. And most of you assessed yourself much better on each of them. So that's also great because you feel better concerning your competences after our program, which make me really happy. There were 3 competences with the biggest difference. Let me read them. Your ability to choose the best project management methodology and fitted to your company environment and goals. That's extremely important, that was not just education for passing the modules, but you assess the ability to use, to assess, and to implement in the ecosystems you operate. Number 2, your knowledge and skills in change management and in the implementation of organizational change and human change, which is very important for buzzword. And the third one, your knowledge and skills in strategic management. And you know, I remember many of you from our meeting during the admission process. And many of you told us, I want to think more strategically. I want to learn about strategy. I want to feel better while looking at the organization from the strategic level. So I hope it worked. So, but that's not all. I think that the brand of Gdańsk University of Technology, the brand of Mba, our accreditation, and the brand of International MBA in Strategy, Program, and Project Management are also the insurance that open the future for you. And I hope that's why you are ready to go there, to be there, and to face all those challenges. I must say that MBA diploma is also a sign of your responsibility and ability to impact your ecosystems. That's something we really care about. I must tell you that just a few days ago, we decided to establish the very new hub for Ziemia. Ziemia, that's you know, the pun in Polish language connected with the name of our faculty, XIE, hub dla Ziemi, but in English, that's hub for Earth. Yeah? And we plan many, many things to do together with our stakeholders and with our faculty and MBA community. So I hope you are open to participate as our alumni in that adventure, in that hub. And especially, I would like to invite you to take part in the initiative that is based on collecting the best practices from your companies concerning the possibility of implementation the Sustainable Development Goals in your organizations. We will collect them, not to just have them, but to share with the university community, with our business partners, because we also feel that responsibility of shaping their attitudes toward sustainable development. And I'm more than welcome today our special guest, Jacek Łukaszewicz. Thank you, sir, for being with us, the president of Schneider Polska, the company which is well known as the leader in implementation of sustainable management, sustainable development in business. I will hope the speech you are going to listen to very soon will be the inspiration for us and the trigger not only to collaborate with us in that area, but to be aware and to be active in that implementation in your environments. Dear MBA alumni, thank you for spending these 2 years with us. Thank you for your effort to pass all the modules. I must tell you that we have 2 cohorts here today, and each of the students who started the MBA journey with us those 2.5 years ago got the diploma today. That's your success. Congratulations. That was not easy. Some of you know that quite well. Yeah, Szymon is happy about it, as I can see. Yeah, congratulations. That's your success. You can be really proud, because I know that the adventure not very easy all the time. So, yeah. So I also hope that you can feel the very valuable members of our MBA community. That's one of my aims as MBA director, and I must say I'm very happy to have today not only MBA lecturers with us, Paweł, Krzysztof, Sebastian, Jan, Ralph. Anybody else? Beata, yes, hello, and now I can see you. But I'm also happy to have you students from the current cohorts. Ladies, thank you for being with us, because I think the integration between alumni, between students, between our lecturers and us as a faculty community is very important for the future development of all of us. So I hope also the diplomas you will get in a minute become the trigger for your constant development. And this is my wish for you. Welcome and be happy, because we are going to give you something very valuable just right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director. Just before the graduation, there is another special moment, and the time for it has come just right now, because, ladies and gents, this is the time for awards. And we tend to award outstanding students, outstanding projects, and also there is this part when we award outstanding teachers. Obviously, we will start with outstanding students. So this award has been given to two people, to one from each of the cohorts. There were actually 3 criteria that were important here. One, an obvious one, was the result, the grades that you got, so let's say the academic achievement. But obviously, what you have heard many times, MBA is not just education, but also values that we bring together. And 2 other criteria were the feedback given by teachers about students. So to what extent they contributed, to what extent they created a collaborative atmosphere that helped also other people to learn. And the third final criterion was the collaboration with the university and the willingness to be an ambassador of our program, ambassador of the university, and participate in extra events. And now it's my pleasure to tell you who is getting the reward. And from the... Yes, exactly. That's not them. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. The award will be handed by our dean and by the MBA director. And from the 11th cohort, this award goes to Karim Elswifi. Well done, Karim. And the person awarded from the 12th cohort is Monika Gurna. Well done, Monika. So now the awards for capstone projects, for outstanding capstone projects. Actually, there are even more awards because there are 3 of them. Not just 2, but 3 of them. There is an additional special one, but let me go to the first one. And the first project that was awarded, the reasons for the award it's high business maturity, a project that was devoted to solving a crucial issue of making sure that children can be helped in one of the problems that they are currently facing, the design of an app and the project which is called Reborn Kids. Well done. So the award goes to this project, and please let me invite Tomasz Karaban, Tomasz Targański, Aleksiej Artiuchin, Łukasz Stopka, and Paweł Gacek. Congratulations, gentlemen. So the next award for an outstanding project goes to a project that was a bit different from others. It was focused very much on social problems. Actually, it had a very important social problem faced by adolescents and young people at heart, and this project is the Auxilium Project. So well done to Sylwia Bieżuńska, Aleksandra Lasota, Szymon Mikołajewski, and Krzysztof Kaim. Gratulacje. Może się wkradnę zdjęcie jeszcze. Ja się wkradnę.
Skoro jesteś prymatorem. Dziękujemy.
Dzięki. Just as Beata mentioned, the decision about those projects to be the outstanding ones, where the decision was made by the committee after the defenses, by the committee that consisted of people from academia, from business. You remember the committee. And there is one additional third special award, not decided by this committee this time, but given by the Mba Director herself. And this is a project that was a transformative project to a certain extent, because it transformed the way in which we believe the capstone projects should result. So in a way, it transformed what we believe is a good result of the project, that it should be a prototype. And this is the reward that goes to a team who dreamed big and created something very tangible. So well done, Communication in Crisis, Be Heard Academy, and Dorota Witchun, Justyna Holt, Agnieszka Płoska, Karim Elzwifi, and Bartek Śniadkowski. Actually, there is also a follow-up to this project. Bata, would you like to say about it a few words?
Yes? Oh, yes, it works. Yes, I would like to add 2 words, because there is a very new initiative at Gdańsk University of Technology called School Startup. And there are some teams working over some business projects, and we have 12 such teams. The members of those teams are as well as students as well as alumni. And after looking at the achievement of that capstone, which is the game they produced, we had a chance to touch it, to play it even. We decided to offer them to be one of that team that will present the project in front of the potential investors. That event will take place in June, very soon. They are ready for that. But that's not only one thing, the one area we collaborate together. They also agreed to present their capstone during the international conference, scientific international conference called N-Time, which is each 2 years organized at our faculty. And I must say they were brilliant. Yeah, some people from that conference said they were the best presenters. Yeah, so congratulations once more. And I hope also for the rest of you they can be the example of very great collaboration with us. Thank you very much. Presents. Here you are.
Thank you. Please also treat these rewards as a sign that there is belief in the sensibility and applicability and feasibility of those projects. So please treat it like that. Just as was mentioned before, there are also rewards for teachers, and 2 rewards will be given to teachers based on the assessment of teaching and based on the opinions coming from you, our graduates. So the first person is someone who knows how to find, attract, and manage talent in those difficult times of VUCA or BANI, if you will. An esteemed professional, Mr. Ralph Knechtsman. Well done. Who is actually currently having classes with our cohort, right? During this weekend. That is correct. And the second person is somebody who has been involved in a program for years, our faculty member, and according to students' opinion, there is no one else in the world who talks about economics like that. Professor Krzysztof Zięba. Congratulations, sir. Thank you so much. Now we move to the very actual, the most important part, and this part is the graduation. Your diplomas will be handed by our dean, by Professor Gawrycka, and by the Mba Director. I will read your names. Your names also will be visible here on this presentation screen. It will be done in an alphabetical order. So please make sure that when somebody is receiving the diploma and your name is read, then you just stand up and approach this place here. So the first person from the 11th cohort is Alexei Artyukhin. A round of applause. Yeah. Time for pictures. Good. And Barbara Barusowa-Maliszewska. Well done. We need more applause. We need more applause. And Małgorzata Czarnecka. Jakub Daszkiewicz. Karim Elswifi. Katarzyna Grabowska. Tomasz Karaban. Justyna Kozłowska-Holt. Łukasz Licznewski. Agnieszka Płoska. Mateusz Siądalski. Łukasz Stopka. Wojciech Szkudlarek. And Dorota Witchun. And now from the 12th cohort, Jorge Bazan. Tomasz Bieńkowski. Sylwia Bierzuńska. Szymon Bochus. Katarzyna Czerniewska. Mateusz Filip. Aleksandra Frost. Monika Górna. Wojciech Gutowski. Piotr Jordan. Krzysztof Kaim. Aleksandra Lasota. Jakub Mardo. Szymon Mikołajewski. Adam Mojsiewicz. Agnieszka Prążkę. Brawo! Bolesław Rzepliński. Peter Samojlow. And Grzegorz Stawski. Ladies and gents, the next part of our today's meeting will be something that is a result of our graduates initiative. We always look forward to students and alumni initiatives, so I myself am very curious about what we are going to see. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
Okay, dear lecturers, alumni, all our guests, MBA office, I'm Monika Górna and I'm the representative of the 12th cohort. Today we celebrate our graduation and I'm standing in front of you with our beautiful colleagues, Bolesław and Krzysztof, just to recall the best moments of our studies with the few pictures.
The whole story started in October 2019. We suspected that it will be something special, both on a professional and personal level. 23 brave people faced the challenge with the courage, determination, passion, and positive attitude. 23 people with different personalities, background, nationality, professions, and experience mixed in one group.
Those people spend 20 weeks joining inspirational sessions to open new horizons. Sometimes it was funny, sometimes it was a bit nervous. However, it was a journey into the unknown which pushed us out of our comfort zone. For sure, it transferred the way we see and behave in our professional life. It broadens our minds, made us stronger, more confident, and definitely gave us a positive kick in our professional careers.
For the last 2 years, we have acquired and shared knowledge and experience in various places. University, laboratories, in front of our computers when online mode was included as a totally unexpected additional experience. And in some unexpected places like pubs and restaurants, one thing is sure, no matter how and where we meet. These meetings were always full of unconventional approach, freedom and full acceptance to share our opinion.
As you probably know, all work, no play makes Jack a dull guy. That's why we always managed after the classes to find some time for networking. We met not only within our group, but sometimes also with our dear lecturers. They joined us for further discussions over the session topics.
At the same time, no matter what, integration was one of our priorities, sometimes in smaller, sometimes in bigger groups.
We spread our passions between each other and make other brave to try new things and activities. We shared experience of bike rides, canoes, stand-up paddles, sauna, and cold water swimming that will stay with us forever. Celebrating success became our masterpiece. Therefore, our 2021 Christmas party, when we all met dressed in ugly sweaters, celebrated our final exam and exchanged small gifts, will stay in our memories. During those 2 years, nobody realized how it all happened, that a part of professional knowledge, we gained much more. We gained new friends.
It is said that an MBA is not only about education. These are people, connections, values, and relationship that we have created together. It all allowed us to successfully pass our final exam and graduate MBA program. There are some exceptional people among us who stood out above average in the team. We allowed ourselves to do our own internal survey and decide about individual awards in few competition categories.
So now the nominations, but firstly, let's play a game. We ask everybody in the survey to give the feedback to the peers. So I would like to thank all of you for the wonderful feedback for all of us. And now let's play a game. Let's guess who is it? The person who is a fan of vodka and manipulations and gave us a beautiful presentation of our dark ages. It's Adam, yes. Okay, and now let's, when you all know how it works, let's find out who was the most honest person from our team.
Civil engineer with a mature view of the world. Our great companion who lives in Bydgoszcz. Who is it? So the special award goes to Tomasz Bienkowski in category the most honest person.
Applause for Thomas.
Okay, the second category, the best party fellow.
And this award goes to, who knows? Jorge Bazan.
No surprise at all.
The third category, the most creative person.
Okay, our best event manager, providing us always positive vibes. Who is it?
Thank you.
Next award, a true friend and a gentleman with a glass of dictator room
The biggest team player.
in this category.
So it goes to Tomasz. And the last nomination, the most empathetic person.
A person with great and colorful style, woman of production and best gardener among MBA students. Who is it? Sylwia Bierzuńska, zapraszamy.
We also have a small gift for all of you, just to keep us all in the memories. You will all receive the album with the all photos. On the last page, you will find also all the feedback that you received for the whole cohort, so that you can read it, all those really warm words from all the peers in our team. Now I would like to thank all the lecturers and promoters, Mba Director and Mba Office, who gave us this advantage to be here today. I would like to thank all of you, because you made this I'm sorry, my voice is shaking. You made these 2 years really great for all of us. Thank you for being charming and brave, honest but always polite, open and challenging, supportive and smiling. Let me finish with the great African proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I get the book myself? Perfect, thank you. Okay, moving on, the time has come for something extraordinary, the power speech that we are going to listen to today. The power speech about electricity 4.0, global transformation of energy markets. And the power speech will be delivered by somebody who has already been mentioned today. And this person is Jacek Łukaszewski from Schneider Electric Poland, the MEE president at Schneider Electric Poland, and also an alumnus of our university, of the Faculty of Mechanic Engineering, if I am correct. Welcome. Please take the floor.
Hello, everyone. I'm really delighted to be here. Having the opportunity to speak as the alumni of this university, it really makes my voice shaking. But as I was introduced, my name is Jacek Łukaszewski, and I'm responsible for business in northern part of Eastern Europe, Poland, Czech Republic, and Slovakia, in Ukraine, in a company called Schneider Electric. I'll start with a short movie. Poproszę film.
We have been living in an age of fire. Since harnessing its power, it has fueled our evolution, but it came at a cost. It's time to decarbonize. It's time to evolve to a new electric world. It's time for a change of mentality. Let's look at electricity through a digital lens and let them bring out the best in each other. When electric meets digital, it gives us new ways of thinking about it, new ways of distributing it, new ways of saving it. Energy becomes visible, connected, smarter, and more controlled. It becomes Electricity 4.0. Electricity 4.0 works for you and with you. It delivers more and wastes less. It helps companies and individuals operate more efficiently. more successfully. It helps our planet become more resilient. A new, all-electric, all-digital world. The future is simply electricity for zero. Zero waste, zero emissions, zero carbon. Electricity 4.0.
Previously, I've heard the words, the times of VUCA, the times of Bunny, and Electricity 4.0 is a concept about a big transformation that is happening in front of our eyes that I would like to introduce you to. I represent... Prezentację poproszę. Okay, I figured it out. So I represent company Schneider Electric. We, as a company, we are fulfilling the purpose for a more sustainable world by becoming a digital partner for sustainability and efficiency. You must probably realize that the biggest challenge for our generation is the climate change. And we are most probably the first generation that realized what's going on. And most probably, we are the last one that can do something about that. Sustainability is the way of everything my company does. We are leading by example, by creating sustainability and throughout our company, inside our own ecosystem. But we are also helping our customers on their journey to become more sustainable and more efficient. We also believe that access to energy is a basic human right, and we cooperate with local communities and with the governments on providing energy to the people. Now, as I said, climate is most probably the biggest challenge of our generation. However, the climate challenge is the energy challenge. I think you realize that 80% of emissions is actually generated by producing energy. More than 60% of energy is wasted or used inefficiently. According to current technology, we can be much more efficient. Now, during the COVID times, we had certain reduction of CO2 generation, but this is already gone, and we are back in the upper trend. We need to flatten the curve, and when you look at the historical emissions of CO2, the emissions are growing, and they're growing actually exponentially, so the curve is becoming more and more steep. This is generating a certain negative effects to our climate. Now, as you know, we are at a critical juncture, because in order to stop the negative effects, we need to significantly reduce the amount of greenhouse gases that we produce to atmosphere. We talked about 4-degree scenario, 3-degree scenario, 1.5-degree scenarios. But all of these require a lot of effort coming from us and new technologies applied. And this is where we come to Electricity 4.0. I don't know how many of you have heard of Industry 4.0, but let me introduce to the topic. So, in the late 18th century, 1750s, the world started to mechanize itself. We started to see the first wave of so-called industrial revolution. At the same time, we've seen the early pioneers of practical use of electricity. Alessandro Volta and Michael Faraday were actually making a first publications for applying electricity in real use. Then at the late 19th century, we started a first wave of mass production. At the same time, it was the time of mass use of electricity. That was the time of introducing lighting. That was the time of the first commercial power plants supplying industries and cities. Then we come to the 50s, the age of silicon. That was the time where we've seen the birth of automation and so-called Industry 3.0. But silicon allowed for generation, so-called sustainable generation of electricity, or generation of electricity without emissions. So that's Industry 3.0 and Electricity 3.0. And now we come to the 21st century. We see Industry 4.0, which means we talk about digitization and digital technologies applied throughout industrial manufacturing. We talk about Internet of Things, or using communication technologies in manufacturing and in consumption. But at the same time, we talk about Electricity 4.0. We talked about sustainable and digital power. Because the recipe for the future is electric and digital. I mean, if we talk about sustainable and resilient world, we talk about electric and digital. Now, think of any innovation that you have had or you have witnessed in the last 10, 15 years. Everything is about electric and digital. Think of smartphone, internet, app, computers, whatever. Everything is electric and digital. Now, with all of these innovations, think how the power is generated. We are using 21st century technologies with the power generated from technologies from the 20th century. 80% of energy comes from the fossil fuels. Also, the generation of the energy or distribution of energy is done with the technologies from 30, 40, 50 years, and the concepts even before that. So one can ask, but how can you do different? Well, the technology already exists. We as humanity have the technical means and the concepts to do everything in a sustainable way. Now I'm going to talk a bit on the power grid. And again, you are alumni of the business faculty. Then power is more about electrical. But I hope I will convince you that actually we talk here about progress and future business concepts. So in order to move to Electricity 4.0, we need to, I would say, upgrade the whole way the electricity is generated. So both generation, distribution, and usage. Now, a few words on the concepts, how we are distributing energy. So when electricity was invented, we started to produce it from the fossil fuels. Now, in order to build a mine of a fossil fuel, it has to have a certain size because this business has a classical critical mass problem. So we're building these big mines for the fossil fuels, and then next to these big mines, we were putting factories of electricity called power plants. Then with a high voltage network, which is transmission network, we move it to the places where electricity is consumed, usually big industries or cities, where we transform that electricity to medium voltage, that is a distribution network, and then we move it to the consumers, where we transform it again to a low voltage, where we use it at our homes, or we use it at places like this commercial building, we use it at industries, we use it at infrastructure. Now, we see a huge revolution to this concept. By the way, this concept was created when electricity was invented, which is about 100 years ago, and it's still used today. What is happening is that we invented sustainable generation of electricity, solar panels, wind farms, and of course we can connect it to the grid. But the big game changer is that the renewable energy or renewable energy sources can be connected anywhere. They do not need to be connected to the high voltage transmission grid. It can be connected to the distribution grid on the medium voltage or right at the consumer where the electricity is used. So the basic assumption that we are consuming electricity with these big factories is not valid anymore. We don't have a critical mass problem, so we can make it where we use it, which makes it makes it cheaper, more efficient, we don't have losses, and so on. Another thing what is happening is that once you start producing electricity, you start to be much more aware on what you do. So the consumers become much more active. The consumers that are producing electricity, they are called prosumers, and they start to be aware what's going on with that fact. Another thing what we see is a mass electrification of use. Today, about 20% of energy used by humanity is consumed in a form of electricity. In other words, 80% of energy we consume burning fossil fuels, by driving our cars, by burning gas to heat our houses, and so on. Electric energy is right now most probably the only one that can be produced with no emission and consumed with no emission. So we need to electrify our use, and this is already happening. I mean, we see the progress of electric vehicles, the electrical transportation. We see a progress of modern heat pumps, and so on. And of course, what's happening right now with the fossil fuels and the war between Russia and Ukraine is only accelerating this process, okay? And of course, another thing that is happening on the electric grid, it's the communication, digitization of the grid. Because we don't have, or the technology of energy storage, it's still in kind of infancy stage. We are using digital technology actually to manage the supply and demand for electricity in the grid. Yeah. So what I want to say is that technology already exists. We know how to produce electricity with no emissions. We know how to build so-called decentralized grids. and we know how to electrify our energy use. Yeah? Another thing what is happening is that this concept of electricity 4.0 is a concept of connecting everything, everywhere with everything. I mean, building houses, building commercial and public buildings, data centers, industries, and infrastructures that are capable of cooperating in this intelligent grid. Sometimes you will hear a concept of so-called smart grids, where the demand and supply of these electrical uses is matched through the grids of the future that are sustainable, digital, sustainable, but they also resilient and efficient. Yeah? It is also a completely new business concept, because with this new way of distributing electricity, and again, many people don't realize we all use power. Yeah? Each of us is plugging our phone every night. We use power for everything. Yeah? And we don't realize that this huge market, power market for human civilization, is actually transforming itself. Now, those of you who live a bit longer, like myself, we've witnessed one of those transitions of the old industries. 15 or 20 years ago, telecommunication industry was similar. It was an old industry with analog lines, dating back to Abraham Bell and telegraph and telephone. Yeah? And then we got digital enabler, a technology that changed the industry. And what happened? Every copper wire that was laid in the ground or in the sea or in the ocean in the last 100 years by human civilization was simply ripped off. Every piece of equipment in telecommunication was ripped off and changed to a digital data center because we moved from analog to digital technology in an industry. The power industry is in a very similar wave. But the power industry is greater because we as human civilization use more power and we electrify our use, which means the power industry is becoming even greater. Okay? This is a big technological change, but it's also a big business change because, again, we are all based here in Poland, and our power utilities are most probably not the most advanced businesses we see. But that will change. We see the energy producer changing. We see a new players on that, let's say, field. Transmission system operators, energy brokers, energy suppliers, traders, aggregators, virtual power plants. All of these are business concepts enabled by the new technology. So the new world is electric. So the new world is electric and digital. As I'm the last person before you can really celebrate, so I think that would be the time where I stop. I hope that I inspired you and gave you something to think on the new concept, but then I'm not going to keep you, and I'm not going to stop you from celebrating. I see that everything is ready, so thank you very much. and congratulations on graduating an MBA. I really wish all of you that it would become a stepping stone for a good career. I've done that myself 30 years ago, and it happened to be okay. So.
Yeah, I would like to thank you very much for that speech. Very energetic one, and I hope the future development of not only electric technology will under Gdańsk University of Technology umbrella. That's for you.
Thank you very much. And now the official part is almost over, because there is still one thing that needs to be done, and these are pictures. We'll take advantage of being here in this beautiful courtyard, and there will be time for pictures, but there is a bit of an order to it. So just please let me explain the order for now. So this is the stage, as you can see. And here pictures will be taken. We have our great photographer there, so please listen to everything she says. First, we'll ask the 11th cohort to come here, but don't do it just yet. We'll ask the 11th cohort to come here. Have a picture, or have a group picture of you together standing. Have a group picture of you together tossing your little hoods in the air. Then the 11th cohort will be joined by the 12th cohort, and we'll have everybody here. And a photograph of two cohorts taken together. Then the 12th cohort will stay here for their group pictures with tossing as well. Later on, you are also asked to go all to the back of the courtyard and to have a short movie clip filmed there, if I am correct. Yes. So this is the way in which we are going to proceed with photographs. Later on, when this part is finished, you will be asked to return your academic dresses, the ones that you are wearing. But your hoods, they stay forever with you. So these are yours, but please return the academic dresses and come back here for the networking part and for the final celebration. So we'll start with the 11th cohort coming here and pictures for pictures to be taken. Yes, now it's time to come here, please.